Hi, Nima. How are you today?
Very well, Boran. Thank you very much.
We have some problem today because look like Marta is not around.
She's not around.
No.
So what are we going to do?
Well, I hope she left something for us. Yeah, look like something on the desk.
She always thinks about things ahead.
So, sorry guys, I can't make it today. I had to meet an important client. No worries. It will be just easy. Just introduce yourself, relax, and follow the topics I prepared. Interesting journey. And then after that, highlights of our journey and our careers in studioi, team and culture, and what is the future. So it's a kind of like a nice 4 topics for us. I hope we're going to have something interesting to say to the people.
Great. It's been a journey, Boran. 11 years, and plus the Arab Tech Times more than 11 years we've been working with you.
Yes, I think the time is flying. And I think almost yesterday we talked on 10 years, but already 11th, and it's just continue. So the time is flying. And journey was absolutely fantastic. Hope you can say a few words about it.
I can. It's from the days that we were in Arab Tech, and all of a sudden we were all let go on the street, and out of sheer drive and vision that Nabil had, we started something very small, and it's grown to something that we can all be proud of in this 11 years.
I always remember our first office was a kind of small, relatively small for 6 of us, but in a way too big for us because we kind of felt almost kind of lost in the space. But the interesting story is that we only have a very limited resources. We said let's try the shot for the 3 months. If we can make it, great. If we cannot make it, then we should actually look at somewhere else.
Somehow we did it, and our first project was this in Shama, the town square, the Hyatt Boulevard, Zahra Breeze, which with hardly any resources and lots of hope, we designed it, and it's now finished and completed. People are living in it happily. It has been quite a journey.
That project left to memory because it was 60,000, if I remember. It's a quite sizable project for a small company as we were at that time. Yeah, and after that the project start rolling, and we start moving and getting more and more inquiries, and we actually did over this period of time of 11 years, over 260 projects.
Yeah. I think the turning point for us also, we not only grew, we also matured. The turning point for us, I believe, was in that project that we got in COVID. During COVID, the Amala Staff Village. We had never gotten something of that size. I remember we were surprised by the fee that we got, by the sheer size and complexity of it, and that was a real turning point where we started our project management team and really started to mature up. We were wondering how the hell to deal with this thing, and somehow we did it, and it's been a good journey.
The interesting topic of that journey was also how we started adding BIM as a platform we worked. As you know, we started in AutoCAD environment, and then our clients partly and our vision as a secondary, we kind of moved to BIM. So it was a kind of double challenging because none of us, apart maybe 1 or 2 guys, were familiar with that program. And then we add that, and also as you said, the disciplines. So the things start getting more and more complex and more interesting for me.
Yeah. Now we've got pretty much everything in house. We've got infrastructure, we've got landscaping all in house, which is nice to have. But it's definitely has moved and become a different kind of organization, and it hasn't been easy to go from the intimacy of a few people, 20, 30 people, where we used to hang out all the time, go to lunch, go here and there, to over 550 people, where it's difficult enough to know everyone's name, let alone hang out and have lunches and all that. We tried to make it, but it's a difficult thing to do.
Those days, when we had the 60 people, was a kind of golden days in terms of the design and our approach to design at that time, because most of the company was kind of design oriented. I'm not saying we are not now, but it's a different ball game at the moment, because we suddenly grow to that size. So we added another disciplines which actually support design. So the biggest challenge, what you think in your view, in that design journey we had?
It's never easy to start to do a startup, and effectively we were a startup. So cash flow, all that has not been easy. But now with the bigger projects and all that, we have stabilized. There has been difficult times. But now we're strong and adding more and more and getting the confidence of some of the biggest clients in the town. I remember back then, Nabil's vision was we want to be competing with some of the best companies, the biggest companies in the UAE, and we were only 6 people. So I'm beginning to see that happening now, with us competing with some of the biggest consultants and doing some of the most high-profile projects in the country and beyond.
And in terms of any anecdote from our journey, do you have anything to say? You remember kind of vividly. I remember when we received the first check. That was one of the highlights of that startup, because we actually all took the photograph with that check. Was funny.
I remember the same thing when we got the first approval on one of the buildings from the municipality, and that was the biggest news for us. Everybody was happy, everybody was cheering. Now we get these few per month, few approvals per month. It doesn't get any notice anymore. Yes, those the old days were quite fun. I remember the Abu Dhabi bus where I was taking the guys from Abu Dhabi all the way to Dubai, because we were all living in Abu Dhabi. We started in Abu Dhabi with Arab Tech, so it was difficult for the guys to quickly move to Dubai. So for a good year, we were commuting together, and those were the best times. We spent time in the car, we stopped for ice cream, and then we come to work and work.
And that was also, I believe, the sum of, I would say, sad part, because some of the very dear colleagues we started this company left. So as such, I think it will be very good to mention some of them, like Miriam, like Valentin, for example. They were kind of very good architects, and it was a pleasure to work with them. So for me, as a challenge as a design director, is to find a replacement for those guys. It's not easy all the time, because every time you replace those key parts or key members of the design team is always something else, because design is always evolving around the people. It's not just like something on the side. For me, that was the biggest challenge in that journey. When we lost those really key members of the team.
For us, it was sad to lose them, but for them, it's been a great journey. They've grown in their fields. They've become quite senior in what they've done. They started with us, and they've really done well in the country. And there is, and that's what we want. We want the company to be a place for inspiration, a place for where you feel safe, secure, and be able to grow. And I think we let them go and grow in other companies and so on. And God knows, we will be working with them again. Looks like with the names you just mentioned, we'll be working with them in a different capacity quite soon.
And it's a good part of that journey that all people left us somehow stay as a friends. That's I'm very proud of that moment, because none of them was going with some kind of bad thoughts or bad feeling about the company. So to me, this is a really kind of good things, because they all kind of stay with us even now. After they, as you said, did their careers in Dubai.
I think that has to do partially with the culture that we've created. When people are leaving, so they have nothing to hide anymore, they always come back and say the company is good, the culture is good, the work environment is quite good, and they're sad to leave. They're sad to leave. I've seen so many cake occasions on the last day of employment where the tears are running and so on. Just last Friday there was. And they generally like the place. But of course, it's a competitive market. Others offer benefits, higher salaries, and so on. So people leave. But I think what we have managed to achieve is a good culture where people feel safe, inspired, and cared for to a certain extent. So that's why they stay, and we have still some of the oldest people staying with us, and that culture is very important for us to keep.
I would just want to ask you some question regarding the key members of our teams, the founders of the company, and I would like to ask you, in your opinion, what is actually what is kind of holding us together? What in your view is the key ingredient?
I think good leadership. The good leadership coming from us, from Nabil, from his vision, from his drive, that he shows up 3-4 times a week and drives us to this, helps us to stay focused and bound together. Those are important, and most importantly, it's the people that carry the work, that carry the heavy load, and that cause us to become successful. From the most junior guy on site who's doing inspections in this heat, all the way to our senior managers, everybody's pulling their weight and having ownership. Mm-hmm. And I think if there was one word to remember for this year, is that ownership is very important. You have to think about it as your own thing. When you're designing something, know the budget, knowing what the client's trying to do, and following that as if it's your own project. Mm. And I think that's what the glue that binds us together.
I would also add, on that, the two key ingredients in my view is the trust and friendship. Whatever I design, I try to do my best. Yours for your operational, whatever you're doing, you do best, and there's always the trust between us that you're doing the best for the company, and the best through the design, best through operational, best for everything. And secondly is that friendship, because at the end of the day, without that kind of key ingredient for me, I think we won't be successful as a company. Because I think as we start on this podcast, we discussed that we know each other early than we formed the company, so that friendship and trust start developing much earlier than 11 years.
Absolutely.
Okay, Nima. So we talked a little bit about past, but I'm more excited to talk about the future. What's the future hold for us? Where are you seeing us, the next 10 years maybe from now?
Future, I think, is bright for us. When we first started, nobody was really doing BIM. Even the clients were not asking for BIM. But we made a conscious choice to be a fully integrated BIM office. And that has helped us. That has helped us across our disciplines, especially interior design, that we adopted that technology earlier. So it's important for us to now grow with the technologies. So at the moment, we're looking at AI tools that can help our work. We don't want to lose the human touch, but I think the AI as a tool is very important for us. We are investigating this. Our BIM teams are already meeting in Cairo next week to investigate this, to brainstorm ideas and workshop different things. So I think in 10 years' time, I hope we can be one of the key consultancies in the UAE that is helping our clients and the government entities and all that in achieving their ambitious goals. We want to be a name that everyone recognizes, like some of our competitors now. And to get there, we want to also utilize the best in technologies, the reasonable technologies in hand to get there. We want to grow with that technology. And I think that's an exciting field to be in, and a lot of exciting things and future-proofing that we could do now for our clients in the future.
Great. I will just add a couple words about the new office which we are designing and also currently under construction. And that's I think for me it'll be the super exciting kind of part and addition for us next year, sometime in the middle of the year, maybe early. That's going to be our new home, and in that new home we want to all feel very comfortable and homey as a home, where we're going to have all the apartments. We're going to have lots of greenery, lots of meeting spaces where the people can exchange ideas, and we also the places where the new technology will be embraced, because we wanted to also to get the gold accreditation for that building.
LEED Gold, yeah.
LEED Gold. And equally, we will try to get wellness kind of accreditation for the well-being for the people who's going to work there. So to me, this is exciting news for the future. I hope whoever's going to join us is going to like the office, and then we'll see where this future will bring. Now, I'd like to also ask you, in your view, what our company differentiates from the other companies, our competitors, for example, in your view?
I think what we have is a one-stop shop. Because of all the disciplines that we've added, pretty much most disciplines that building construction needs are in-house, and we are working and investing on integrating these different disciplines. One of the latest disciplines that we've started has been the facade engineering. We've got infrastructure in-house. We've got master planning, lighting. All of this is now in-house, and that provides not only a better product, a better integrated product for our clients, it also provides better costing, and which we pass the savings back to our clients. So we really want to thank our clients for having the confidence in us over the past 10 years to allow them to grow with them, and to trusting us to give us repeated projects and so on. And we want to build this trust, to enhance it, and to continue working successfully with these clients. So it's really important that we continue to service our clients, and to be their choice of the consultant. So what is different is basically the disciplines, the diversified group of people that we have with different backgrounds, different cultures, and so on, that work well together. We are getting excellent work through our satellite offices, overseas offices in Bosnia, in Egypt, and so on, where you get an integrated product, an integrated company. And to us, that's important. That's important. We don't just take the work, outsource it somewhere else. We do it ourselves through our own companies, and our biggest kitchen, which is in Dubai. That's where the work gets done. As you mentioned, our office we're very proud of. We're building it. We're going to be occupying this office. It's in Nad Al Hamar, and it's well into construction now, with the hope of moving in there by next summer.
So, okay, Nima, end of the day and end of this podcast, what kind of message you want to send to the team?
I think firstly, I want to thank the team who's working tirelessly day and night to get their submissions. Sometimes there is 10 submissions a week on various projects, various stages and so on. So I want to thank them for really putting their sweat and blood to make things happen. Our site people are working in this weather, ensuring that the quality of our construction projects are to the top. So the message is to support each other at work, outside of work, work like a family, because it's important for us to work together, to help each other, and not to get into, no, this is my field and I'm not going to go beyond that. This is my job, that's your job, and so on. And work as a better integrated company who has empathy, who understands what everyone is going through, feeling, and so on, and work together. That's my humble request from our colleagues, and to always remain learning and always remain inspired in your work. Don't start to get into a boring routine where you're not being inspired. If you're getting into that, talk to us so that we can apply you in another location where you're learning, where you're growing. Because as soon as you stop growing, there's no fun anymore. So that's my message to the colleagues.
Sounds very inspiring. Thank you for that. Okay, Nima, so I think we talked almost 45 minutes. So I think we did well, I would say. So even without Marta's presence here.
I hope we've done well, because if we haven't said enough, she'll bring us back here. But I think, what do you think as a few closing remarks?
Well, I think for it's important to say that the company is still young, still is growing. We still love design. We're still trying to do the best in the design field. We started, as you know, as designers, but only architectural designers. And now, mashallah, after this years, we added interior design, landscape design, and design is really grown to really high standards. So I want actually to continue doing that journey. I hope we'll be healthy, and we're gonna celebrate next 20 years soon.
Inshallah. Same as I. We've grown our revenues by 50% this year. 2025 has been a good year for us. I hope we can keep up the service to our clients and get more from them, build more confidence in their design work, not only lead consultancy, but also the design part of it, because we've got some very talented designers. And I hope that our employees remain inspired and happy to continue with us. And I hope to continue to add value to our clients and our employees, and to have fun and not to take ourselves too seriously. So that's what I hope to achieve. And in closing remarks, I want to thank you for being a great leader, a great friend, and building this thing together.
Thank you, Nima. Okay.
Thank you.